So anyway, just a little tiny drop of glue here. Boop, just a little one. Don't need much. And then just smooth it around. So once it gets into that paper tape, you're in good shape. Alright, you can see it puts a little sheen on there. So
if you're not watching that video and Dave it yourself as well, you're missing out. Alright friends, time is here. We're going to be working on the Otter. You want to see what I got going on with this bad boy and what I'm going to do about this ding and how I'm going to cut out these doors? Stick around. Alright friends, here we are back at the Otter. Let's see what we can do about getting some of this repair taken care of and such. I'll turn this table sideways so you can get some light there, see what we're working on. First things first, of course, since I'm going to be working on, I'm going to need to take those props off. You can kind of see a little bit of the repair I have done since the video where it went down. Basically just enough to kind of force it into place, and then I use my paper tape and glue here just temporarily. This is just to kind of get it so that it would at least not be dangling all over the place. So I'll show you how I can redo all that. But first things first, got to get those props off. Alright, hopefully this won't require any finger smashing. I smashed this dang finger 3 weeks ago. That thing is still dark. Here's a little button I put on that screw there. Just a little friction fit, not glued on or nothing. Alright, and then the other important things to do are take the bird apart, most you can. You may see here as well on some of the plane here, I had already given this plane a coat of like a clear polyurethane, latex polyurethane. Very light coat, but the cool thing about it was I had that FPV right here, and as you can see, it ripped the FPV and the tape and the hot glue that I had completely off. It did not damage the foam at all. What it did was it took off that layer of the polyurethane. So even though in normal flight and everything it was totally fine, in an impact, camera and everything came off nice and smoothly. No damage to it and no damage to the plane, even though I hot glued and paper taped it on there. Matter of fact, you can just see the faint outline of where the paper tape and hot glue square was on top of the polyurethane there. So anyway, that was a little one of those bonuses I noticed. Hey, that worked out pretty well. So, and then I don't think I have anything going on with the wings other than they're just kind of a tight fit in there. So I already got the side post pulled out, and you can pop these out. Sometimes they're a woolly booger, sometimes, okay, minor. I guess getting a little bit easier to pull out over time. Also the name of my sex tape. Okay, so just gonna go ahead and disconnect everything here because everything's labeled, so no worries there. Unless, of course, they won't separate. I hate some of these things sometimes. Okay, come on now. Jeez Louise pants. Okay, now after all that tugging and pulling, let's take a look at these wires. Make sure I didn't pull anything loose. This is really going to be a credit to the jumper assembly guys that put all these things together. Okay, well, so far that looks alright. Alright, so since that crash, I do know that my front steering servo, no ace worky. And as you can see, it's got quite a bit of play in it right there. So we're gonna go ahead and get that bad boy out. And based on its size, I don't think I have a brand spanky new one, but you've seen my repair parts area. I got a replacement somewhere. I'm not worried about that. Alright, so you take the screw out of the main holder here so that the push rods can come out. Okay, so there's the two connections, and I can see that I have the one on the rear currently disconnected, but it does seem to move pretty freely, which is nice. I'll get that off there. All right, and then here in the front, that still moves pretty freely, and I don't really see any issues with the wheels, so hopefully this will just be a servo fix. All right, I'm gonna have to do some, sometimes these things are slightly magnetic, sometimes not enough. So, I got a magnet thing I'm gonna do here. Let's charge them up a little bit. And when you do that, you normally need to scrape the actual magnet itself. So pull that rubber cover back, scrape this on the magnet, put the rubber cover back, stick that back to my magnetic board, bink, and we should be zippity quick. May not be completely unscrewed. Well, it's definitely got some magnetic properties. It's pulling that. Maybe this is just a very, there we go. Let's say maybe the screw itself is more alloy than steel. All right. Let's see, is that one on my spectacles? What's we got here? Doesn't even look like this one's moving. Looks like they glued this one in or something. It's weird. All right, nothing major there. All right, so that's the little stickety wiggy. Yeah, look at that weird, I mean, it clearly shows that it has an indentation for the Phillips lock, but nothing, it's like it's not drilled out in the middle or something. Nothing gets down in there. How'd they get it in there? That's the question. All right, so I need a servo that's got about this size and about that length on it to be ideal. You know what? I think we can work with that. So we'll take both of these. Let's see if we get ourselves some response. Response! I could just throw it on a servo tester, but I think what I'll do is just go ahead and grab the controller and plug it in, the whole deal, and grab the battery. So stick around for that. All right, friends, I'm back. So let's just go ahead and plug one of these bad boys in there. And then you know my favorite, a little dab of hot glue on this part. Make sure that part don't go nowhere. All right. And then these work great for hot glue. Just set it there. Okay. Okay. We'll find out about that. All right. Now we'll go ahead and unplug this. All right. All right. Now let's take a look at that door. Action. Looks like there's nothing directly behind there that I can see. So, best way to do this is to get a knife that's got a brand new blade on it, like this one does. All right. Say this is a solid plastic door. Have it release from the front. It swing backward. While it does that, it grabs maybe a little pilot chute at the same time, maybe velcroed on here, yanks out the first paratrooper guy. Door flaps back like this. Maybe have a piece of velcro so that it sticks shut, hopefully, when it flies open. And then from there, it yanks out the first paratrooper guy, and then the other paratrooper guy is stuck to him. And I think probably two is good. Or I can build, or I can not even worry about these. Put myself in a couple of pieces of foam board here. Make basically a plenum for these things to run into, and then have this hole unobstructed. Definitely two guys, maybe three, but if I can get the two guys in there. So that may be the way to do that. Just go ahead and put, foam board over these areas here to make a clear plenum for those to run into, and then not even have to worry about messing with positioning. And then that being wide, it'll be a nice helpful shelf. And then any foam that I've cut out already, I'll go back with the paper tape and a little bit of hot glue to secure these areas once I get them finally finished down to where I want them. So I think I'm going to trim that out, but we'll see how that works. So if I do that and do the servo that just releases the door, flaps open, stays open, pulls out the parachute guy, I may not need to use the ejection system that I was thinking I was going to need, but we'll see. All right, so that's phase one. That's where we're at. We're probably going to reuse these doors, like I said. If not, we will come up with something else. If nothing else, maybe I'll put these doors, file them down real thin and like veneers, and then put these doors over the actual door I'm going to use or something, so that it stays nice and continuous. But on the skydiving planes, it's like a roll-up garage door and it's clear normally. So we'll see about that. I don't really have enough room to have one hinge up and go inside. So I'm thinking flipping straight open, flying the parachute guys out is probably going to be the way to go there. So, all right, so stick around. That's part 1 of this so far. So if you guys want to see some more, well, come on back. I need to go get a Band-Aid. All right, friends, here we are back at it. Band-Aid on the finger. Back to working on the Otter a little bit here. What I'm going to do, I think for this evening, since I got the steering going and at least got this going, I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and secure this up some. Maybe go ahead and put a clear door over it for now. And then see about maybe doing a little flying with this bad boy tonight. Just make sure everything else is in good shape. So let's work on that. So I think what I'll do is go with the paper tape method here. And these don't have to be perfectly cut across. Really what I want to do here is just kind of line these doors a little bit. Alright, so I got the doors cut out there. Let's go ahead and look for a piece of flat plastic. Oh, you know what? This might be cool. I think we will use some of that. Okay. Blue. Let me use the benefit of some of that light. I still have to trim this bottom a little bit here, but I like it having some wings there because I do want it to grab the wind and flip backwards once I release the trigger. And that servo will probably go in here, somewhere in there. But for right now, I want to just work on keeping it closed. Probably a little Velcro at the top would probably work good for that. Like that, and then we'll make sure that the door shuts. We can pull this one back a bit, looks like, and bam. Okay, that should keep the door shut. And then if we really want to get picky, alrighty. Now, let's go about stiffening up this inside since I cut a bunch of foam. Here's how I do that. Just go ahead and pre-rip some pieces of decent size so you got them ready to go. Alright, make sure you're having a tool or something to apply them with. I'm going to use this item because it's smooth here. Alright, and then from there we're going to do the old hot glue application. Still got it on low, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some of this right into this area. Okay, and then some down in this area. And we'll need to do some on the top. All right. So, grab a piece of tape and get it all stuck up in there. And there we go. We basically reinforced the interior of the Twin Otter here without adding really much weight, and using this repair method with the hot glue and paper tape there. So that stuff works like flexible fiberglass repair, and I'm still smushing it down in the warm spots, because that's the other neat thing about it. You can mold it up. Push this in while it's still warm because it'll help mold that foam. So there we go. So that takes care of the bottom here. Could probably put some right there in the seam if I was worried about it. Maybe we'll do that when we get to putting the parachute guys in there. All right, so let's do the same thing up here. There we go. You can see how well that white stuff, that white paper tape just blends up in there with that white foam. So there we go. All nice and reinforced. Didn't add much weight, added a lot of rigidity, and see how that door flies. All right, some of these other repairs I've got. Okay, so I know I'm still a little crunched up here, and this would be a good place to break out some steam, but another option is something like this. So there you go. That helps get that kink out of there a little bit. I don't have to do any gluing or anything on that. Just leave it just like that. That'll help. I can come along and remark those lines, but you can see where it's kind of all still kind of schmutty right here. So probably wouldn't hurt to put a little support in there of some sort, but the battery being right there, that's going to be a not impossible, but let's see. Here I would probably need to break out the iron because it's so. Alright. Alrighty, so this one spins in, which if that's the case, then that means that this goes here. Ooh, I still got a good broken wing right there, see. Alright. Glad I noticed that. So I won't put this on just yet. Alright. We're breaking this wing right here. Alright. Alrighty. All right. Nice.
Hey friends, Dave here with Creative Drones on the Dave Yourself channel. Back out here at my favorite flying area, getting ready to throw the Otter up that I just repaired. And I've got some cool lights and stuff on it, so stick around for that. I got that coming up. Disco, 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 disco. Alright, here we are coming over the hill. Let's see what we got over here. I don't see anybody over here yet. Still don't see any equipment in here. Alright. Looks like we got the flying area to ourselves today, folks. I think I'm going to head down a level. Let's see how that'll be. Because I think we got some additional runways down through here and such.
All right. Let's see what we can do here. Oh. See how that steering looks. Yeah, it's pulling a little hard to the right, but I think the rudder's true, so as long as the rudder's true, should be good. All right, here we go. There we go. Now she's nosy. Now I'm on 75% rates, where I was on 100 before. For a fast pass here.
sun shooting through the trees is pretty cool looking. All right, let's bring them on back around for a landing now. Hey! Ooh, clip that curb. But motors are already stopped, so we're good. That camera's still a blinking. Oh, you gotta love that. Nice! Throttle cut. Oh, hang on. Now throttle cut. All right.
That'll do. It's a little on the rough side, but hey, didn't hit nothing, so I'll take it. Gotta love that power drive system I put in here. No props required. I'll take it. Nice. All right. Put these decals back over here. Pretty much have moved all of the planes down. Here's that EC 1500. I'm gonna slap a couple of 70mm EDFs on. That's right. Gonna make this big monster right here an EDF jet. Why not? Why not? All right, so here's my decals box. Nice long box for this stuff, but I didn't want to have to dig it out every time, so there we go. Got my decals in there. Just went ahead and cut the box, taped it, put a little piece of Velcro there. There you go. That's how that works. And of course, I just moved this stuff down here yesterday, but this normally wouldn't be here, but my repair parts area is pretty full, so I got some projects to work on. And making this monster a dual 70mm EDF jet, yeah, that's coming up.
Alright. That was fun. Do-do-do-do-do-do, and that's a video on what not to do. Alright, plan B instead.